Hey, it's Roman, and we checked the mail today, and there was a book in there, so that's what we're going to be showing you guys today. Hope you like it. Remember to subscribe. Bye.
Howdy, people. Gosh, it's nice when I open the mailbox and there's something in there that I didn't expect to have in there. It wasn't that long ago. I see some folks on Facebook pages and even saw a video of people getting something from a chapbook from Lividian Press. I think Francois Vaillancourt was the first one I saw, talking about how great it looked. And anyway, when I snooped a little bit closer, I found out that it was an exclusive. And when I see people getting something that is an exclusive, I start feeling left out. So I snooped a little bit further, and I figured out that if you join Lividian Press Patreon and become a Patreon subscriber, you start getting free stuff in the mail. It ain't free; you pay for it up front or you pay monthly, but you get cool stuff, and some of it is exclusive stuff that you can't just go out and buy piecemeal. So I went on the Patreon, and I was checking to see what it costs to be a subscriber, and I saw that there were tiers. Naturally, if you're familiar with Patreon, if you're familiar with Patreon, typically people have tiers where you can donate this much a month or this much a year, and you get this tier, which usually has certain benefits, and the tiers go up in price as well as up in benefits. So looking at Lividian Press, Brian James Freeman's Patreon, I saw one tier, I think it's tier 3, and it has something to do with signed limited edition hardcovers was what it was called, something like that. Limited edition hardcover tier, it's tier 3, whatever it's called. I read the description of that, and I don't know exactly what I'm getting, but it looks good. Sounds like I'm getting a limited edition hardcover as part of it, as well as signed soft covers and the chapbooks. So I said, if you pay for it up front, it's $201, and I think it's $201.60 if you pay for the whole year in advance. Otherwise, $20 a month. If you do math, you can figure out that savings by paying all up front. So I bought it, said, what the heck? If I don't like it, I just won't do it next year. Whatever. Give it a shot. So I signed up for that, and I got a couple surprises pretty quickly. First of all, you get messages and news and updates and things like that via email through the Patreon deal from Brian James Freeman, owner, proprietor, operator, or however you call it, of Lividian Press, Lividian Publications. Say it right, son. Lividian Publications. You get some information and stuff from him. About 6 days or 7 days after I signed up, I got an email. I go on there and I find out that Lividian Publications is publishing Robert McCammon's newest Matthew Corbet novel, The King of Shadows. And if you've been following it all on the Facebook groups, Hunter Goatley often has to field the question, when's King of Shadows coming? And for a while now he's been saying, news is coming, news is coming. I can't tell you right now. And I just expected, like the last one, like Cardinal Black, it was going to be a Cemetery Dance production. And I don't want to say anything negatively about anybody, but when I found out the Lividian Publications, Brian James Freeman was going to be handling the new book, and hopefully all the rest of the books as far as I'm concerned, from Robert McCammon, I was stoked, excited, because Lividian Publications makes awesome books, and they get their signed limited edition books out there. You don't wait 2, 3, 4, 8 years to get a book that you paid for. They get the books out. So that was exciting. Very exciting to find out that that was coming, and that there was going to be softcover reprints of the last 5 books. That there was going to be a trade hardcover that looked different than the signed limited edition, the numbered hardcover. And in that notification, I also found out that I was going to be getting them all. And that was exciting. And then I think it was maybe the next day it went live to order, or maybe that day, I don't remember. It was either that day or the next day you could order it. And then I felt a little bit chicken. I was afraid I was going to miss out. I had a feeling that the limited edition would sell fast, even though it's 750 copies. I knew there were a bunch of people wanting it. So I bought it anyway. I said, I don't want to miss it. I bought them. And then I sent Brian James Freeman a message saying, with my membership, am I going to get these books automatically? Because I ordered them, pre-ordered them, afraid that I was going to miss out. And he said, no, man, you're good. You're going to get them automatically. Do you want me to cancel your orders that you placed? And so I did. Maybe I should have kept them. I don't know. But anyway, I canceled those orders. And as part of my Patreon subscription, I'm getting those books. And I feel lucky, man. I'd have never done it if it wasn't for the little chapbook, fear of missed the FOMO for the chapbook. Anyway, what I didn't expect was, though the chapbook was already published and shipped out, since I was a Patreon subscriber, he went ahead and sent them out to folks that subscribed after the fact. So, dude, man, I feel like I'm stealing almost. I'm getting stuff I didn't expect to get. It came in the mailbox today. At least I think that's what it is. So, without any ado or further ado, because we've gotten plenty of ado already, let's see what this is. If you've been paying attention, you probably already know what this is. But I want to see it in hand myself, and I might as well do a video, dude. So here's the way it goes. Let's see, chapbook secret author. Who's the author? It's a secret. I'm not going to tell you. Comes in an envelope like this, and I think some of them I've seen have had dinged up corners on the envelope, but the chapbooks have been fine. In my envelope, unless you see something I don't. What is all this? That's cool. Unless you see something I don't, my envelope looks good. And let's see what it contains carefully. Now, all right, so my envelope looks good. We'll set it to the side. And here's the cover of my chapbook. There's the cover. You can see that, can't you? It just looks cool. We got flight times, departures. We got flight times, destinations. You are released. Sofia, Helsinki, Joe Hill, Paris, Moscow, Beijing. There's a lot of stuff in there. But this was exciting, and I felt like I was missing out on something. And then I got it, which is nice. So the binding on this, it's not a stapled chapbook. You get a variety of... Chapbook could mean a lot of things. So one size doesn't fit all. They're not all the same. This chapbook, and if I was smarter, I would tell you what kind of binding that is. I'm sure there's some smart fellow out there that can think of the word right now that I'm trying to think of. I've read it before, but it's not coming to me. It's not coming. It's not there. It just isn't there. It's gone. Poof, too much diet soda, I reckon. Anyway, there is my binding. You can see what it is. It's not stapled. It's a glued binding, a little bit of a flat edge on the spine. The spine is blank, so if you stick it on the shelf, you're not going to read the title. Maybe it's not quite big enough for that anyway. The title of my chapbook, You Are Released, by Joe Hill. Secret author. If you're going to have a secret author and surprise people with who it is, Joe Hill's a pretty good one to choose. And anyway, it was exciting enough it got me in, and I didn't know I was going to get it. Right off the bat, here's some artwork. There's our limitation page. Who's this? Joe Hill, and I think I already spilled these beans already. Francois Vaillancourt is the artist of this, and I'm told there's a lot of art, and that's exciting. In fact, he was the first person that I heard anything about this from. I can't remember if he posted pictures or he talked about it or what, but he was the first person that mentioned this book. And it, for some, might be spoilers. A lot of people like to keep the secrets, and they don't want to know until they open it up. And that's nice, but I kind of like information too. So I've spoiled some things for myself. There was a movie called The Village, M. Night Shyamalan, The Village, and I was just 1 second too late and one amount too stupid and spoiled that movie for me. I really liked the movie, but I always wished I could have seen it at the theater without knowing the spoiler. And that kind of taught me a lesson about spoiling stuff. I wanted the information, but I didn't. I didn't realize the cost. I might lose the enjoyment of the movie. But when it comes to what kind of books I'm going to get in the mail, I can handle it. Let's take a look at some of this Francois Vaillancourt artwork here. I'm not a genius, a connoisseur of art. I tend to say I like to see art that makes me want to be there. That was always a way I described it. And when I would be drawn to pictures, I would say I would be drawn to pictures that would make me wish I was there, in their shoes, in that place, whatever, in the locale. But when I've started paying a lot of attention to artwork on books, buying modern fine press books, you get a lot of good artwork in them. Publishers like Suntop Editions, for example, and in many cases Subterranean Press and some of these other publishers, they really put a lot of effort into art, and it's more than just a cover. It's interior illustrations, and you start to be able to tell the difference between what you like and what you don't like. And I don't know if I've learned anymore, but I've learned to appreciate certain authors more by name. And Francois Vaillancourt is one of them that when I see that name, I expect to see some good-looking stuff. And this is no exception here. So when I find out you got a book, a chapbook, or any book from Joe Hill with interior illustrations from Francois Vaillancourt, my expectations and my excitement go to the moon, through the roof. They go up. It gets exciting. You are released. And I think I've hit the end of my artwork. There's our inside cover and the end page. So a very nice surprise, something that I wasn't expecting to get. I'm glad I got it, because it's kind of the reason why I became a Patreon subscriber for Brian James Freeman, Lividian Publications, and a neat addition to my collection. It's going to go in a small category that hopefully will become bigger, a Joe Hill collection, and anyway, glad to have it. I didn't actually look. Maybe you saw it. The limitation for this, mine is copy 122, 300 numbered copies. So I don't know how many of these already have been sent out. Maybe 122 of them. I don't know. I don't know how many have already been sent out. I don't know how many are left. If there's a surplus remaining, I don't know if they're going to be sold off or given away as promotional gifts. I don't know how it's going to go. But if you have any interest in Joe Hill, Francois Vaillancourt, Lividian Publications, chapbooks, if you just like stuff, I recommend it. It's a neat thing. I'm going to read this. It might not take very long to read, since it is 39, 40, 41, getting there. 42 pages plus an author's note at the end. And 42 pages plus an author's note at the end. And it doesn't look like there's a forward that starts off saying Greg Holder in business. Neat little read. So awesome. Excited to get it. I can't think of any more lies to tell. However, I will put some pictures up after this. If you will, do me a favor. The kids say this matters. Please give me the thumbs up. Like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, tell somebody that might like to watch some dummy talk about some things and open some boxes and tell stories about walking around stores and books and what have you. Anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. C'est la vie, baby.